right? So let's begin. In the last class, we were talking about the staging area, working directory, and the local repository, right? These are the things we were talking about. Let's get on to our lab. And let's open our folder where we are making the changes, which is Git demo. So these are the files, and this is where we are making the changes, right? Today, let's get into some interesting things. Okay. Mhm. I'm going to create a new file so that it would be a kind of recap and we'll proceed. Okay, I'm creating a new file, file3.txt. Okay, and I'm adding here some lines. Okay, so can you tell me where is this file now? And here, if you keep your cursor, it also shows you it is untracked, right? You can also see this here with the Git status. It tells you it's untracked, means Git knows there is a file, but Git cannot track it. It is asking you to add. So where is the file now? It means that file is in the working directory, right? And it's a new file. Because it's a new file, it's like a untracked changes. Git knows there is a file, but Git cannot track it. It wants you to add it to the staging area. That's the message it was showing, correct? So let us do git add this file. So it changes here in some time, like it should be, yeah, you can see here it got added. If you keep the cursor, it shows index added, means the file is in the staging area. You can see here. Right now, I just want to make a commit, git commit -m. Let's say third file added is the commit message. It's a clean. Now, if you see, yes, all the changes were added, working tree is clean. This is what you will see. Now, just we have recollected the things we did yesterday, added the file in the working directory, then moved it to staging area and local repository. Now, let's say I want to modify this file again. Okay, I'm modifying this file again. Okay, can you tell me now, is this having unstaged changes or not? Is this file having unstaged changes or not? Definitely, it's having unstaged changes, right? Like the changes with the modifications were there. So what you can do, you can also confirm it with git status. And if you want to see unstaged changes of any file, there's a command called git diff file name. Git diff file name will show you unstaged changes of the file, right? So that's what git diff is for. It will show you unstaged changes of file 3. Here it can show you this is the first one and these are the unstaged changes, right? And okay, then what I'll do, I'm adding this file. Now, is it having any unstaged changes? See, it doesn't have unstaged changes now, right? So it shows when you run git diff file 3, no unstaged changes, right? That's how you can see unstaged changes. But is it having staged changes now or not? So the staged changes of any file can be seen with git diff staged, right? They were in the staging area. They were not yet committed. And let's suppose later on, again, you are making some change. Okay, I just added another line. Is it having unstaged change or not? Git diff will show you unstaged change, and git diff stage will show you staged changes. Okay, those are the simple commands which help you see the staged and unstaged changes of any file. The first two lines were shown like a staged, and the next lines were shown like an unstaged, right? So because some changes might be staged later on, you might be keep modifying the file, so there would be some unstaged changes as well, right? So there are chances the file may have both staged and unstaged changes. At this point, if you see the status, file 3 changes to be committed means, can you tell me where is this file as per this message? As per this message, it says that changes were there in the staging area. And another message, changes to be staged, file 3. As per this message, changes are in the working directory. So it shows you this kind of message, means the same file is shown as under staging area and working directory. Don't get confused. This could be the reason, right? Some are staged, some are unstaged. So this could be again an important interview question as well. Can the file be both under staging and working directory, right? So that's the reason, and those are the scenarios where it could be both under staging and staging and working. Don't get confused. That's a simple scenario, right?
Yeah, one question, Priti. So Git diff will show the whether that is the changes are in staged or unstaged, right?
Git diff will show the unstaged changes. Git diff staged flag will show the staged changes. You are breaking. This is for unstaged changes. This is for staged flag means staged changes. No confusions. Clear, everyone? So that's a simple command in the scenario to check staged and unstaged changes of the file. And this is where you may see like the file both under staging and unstaged, and this is how you handle it. All right? Thank you all for confirming. Let's proceed for the next part. So, okay, by the way, now it's both under staging and unstaged. You can add and commit because it's not a new file. I can add and commit like this. Third file modifications. Okay, done. So till now we have created the file, we have modified the files and all. Can we also delete the file? Isn't it? So let's see deleting a file. How do you do that? Git rm. Let's say git rm file 3. Done. You can see at the back end this file is gone. And when you do status, like I told you, Git works with respect to changes, right? Creation, deletion, modification, everything is a change. So as file is deleted, I mean, you have to make the change. That's what it says, changes to be committed. Git commit -am file delete, right? Done. Now Git status shows it's a clean. File is gone. So with this command git rm, file is removed from everywhere, means from working directory, staging area, local repository. It's gone from everywhere, right? That's a rm command. But let's suppose you want to delete the file only from local repository. Right? Why you want to remove only from local repository? Maybe because I by mistake added that file to local repository, and let's say it's some documentation or notes I have taken. I don't want to version control it, right? But I just want to delete it. So in that case, you can do git rm, okay, cached file 2. Now the file will be deleted only from the local repository. Let me show you. See, file is still here in my working directory, but why it is shown like U means if I see the status, of course I have to commit. See, changes to be committed because we made a change. Let me first commit it. Git commit -am second file deleted. Now, see, it's not showing changes to be committed, but untracked. File 2 is untracked. Why is file 2 untracked? Why are we seeing the message as such? Anyone? Why I'm seeing this? File is still there in the working directory, but I just removed it from local repository. Means it's just like a new file, right? In the beginning, when we made a new file, that's how it is. So it was because Git is initialized in this particular folder, Git will be keep on tracing the tracking whatever present in this folder. So because file is present here and it's not in the staging area, it's working like a new file and it's keep on asking to add it. Got it, everyone? Okay, and there is a question from Saurav Saha. If I have a file of 2 MB and I make 100 versions, then HDD size will be 200 MB. And HDD will be full so fast. What is the solution? You will be moving this file to remote, right? You can move the files to remote repos. You can push to remote. We did not push to remote yet. You have to push the changes to remote. Once you push the changes to remote, you can clean it up from your local. So that's where you can push to remote. And another question from Guru. We got to do git init at any point, irrespective of file or anything. It just reinitializes git. Git init is to be done only once in a particular folder. This git demo inside this folder, we did git init yesterday. You will do it only once for the first time so that it will create a local repository. Today I did not do git init. It's not that you do git init every day. It's only one time task. If you have already done git init means it's a local repository. It will keep on tracking whatever present in here. You don't need to reinitialize git again and again. You can compare the branches with the git diff, Surendra, not the files. I'll show you when we start branching. Can you please explain one more time? Which one, Arun? You want me to explain the RM part? Is it the RM part you are talking about? Please use the Zoom chart, not the questionnaire one, because questionnaire one is again, I have to open it separately, so I may miss the questions posted in the questionnaire. Put it in the Zoom chat, please. Okay, so if you want to remove the file, okay, from both working directory and local repository, you can use git rm. Okay, I'm repeating, please listen here, everyone. Git rm will remove the file both from working directory and local repository, right? So whenever you do any change, you have to commit. So after that, I did the commit and that's done. Let's suppose you want to delete only the file only from the local repository or staging area. Then you can do git rm cached. Git rm cached will delete only from, will delete from everywhere. Will delete only from local repository and staging area. This will delete from everywhere. This will delete only from staging area and local repository. File will be still there and working directly like I just did. Later on, again, you have to commit. This is common. So after that, it's showing like untracked because file is removed from staging area and local repository. It's there in the working directory. So Git will keep on tracking it. Hence, it's showing like this. Clear now? JP, Arun, is the RM part clear for all of you? Okay. So yeah, this is what you do, and it's showing like this untracked part, right? Because Git is keep on tracking whatever content present in this folder. Now, let's
Preeti, sorry to interrupt.
yes, please.
Regarding that Git initialization, right? So
Mm.
I understand we do it one time, but if we run again, it won't give any error, right? So it just reinitializes the Git at any point of time, right?
I'm not sure. I don't run it again because already it's there. Reinitialize. That's all.
Yeah,
It's buying nothing.
yeah. I mean, I'm just coming from the quiz part where I got this question,
Oh.
right? So it says git init is always, I mean, no, will not work, right? So, but git initialization will work. So,
Hmm. Detenant will just do reinitialize it's saying, but it's already there. We don't need to do it actually. How to check whether we are in local report staging area? Git status, Rajesh. Git status will tell you here. This message tells you where are you. Yesterday we have focused on this, right? Untracked file means it's in the working directory. Git status, correct. Okay. So this is about, and now this file is being tracked. Let's suppose this file is a documentation, right? Or else this file is a notes I have taken, or else it's a log file generated, or else it's an executable, right? So such things need not be version controlled, right? But whatever it is present in this folder, Git will keep on tracking it. But how do you tell Git not to track such files? Not to track that particular file? Because Git will keep on telling me this. I don't want Git to do it because it's a log file. Let's say this is a log file or else an executable, or else a notes I have taken for the project. I want to still keep it in the folder, but I don't want to Git to track it. But Git will keep on tracking everything because it's a local repository. How can I tell Git not to track some files? Is there any way to do that? That's where comes something called dot git ignore. There is an object called dot git ignore with which you can exclude certain files from version controlling. Why do you do that? Like I gave an example, to ignore log files, to to ignore exe files, to ignore um, some documents, some notes, some project work, right? Or these are all the use cases. And a specific use case to DevOps is in case of Terraform projects, there'll be something called state files where all sensitive data will be stored. We should not version control them. And then if you take Ansible, there'll be some data where you will store the secrets or sensitive data, again, credentials kind of, which you don't want to version control. Such files will use git ignore to exclude them from tracking and version controlling. We will also take up this use case once we start our Terraform. Right? Until then, let's go with some file like where we will use this git ignore. Right? So let me now, I don't want to version control this. So I'm creating another file called dot git ignore. It's a git object. It's again a file where you should listen here carefully, where you should put the file names which you don't want to get version controlled. So which is file2.txt, right? Or else if you have some files with extension log and there were so many files, you can do star.log. Means anything with extension log will be ignored. Means you can use some while characters to ignore by multiple files. Anyhow, for me now file to add the file name, save it. As soon as you saved it, did you observe this? It was this file 2 was grayed out, correct? Also, now if you see the status, it is saying git ignore is untracked because git ignore is after all another file, but it is no more bothered about file 2. Did you all notice it? Right? So now what you have to do? Um, Like it was not version controlling anymore. But git ignore is also another file. Let's add it. Dot git ignore. Okay. So now if you see this git status, right, you can say changes to be committed, right? Like any other file. So git commit -m ignore file added. Okay. Perfect, right? Git status, right? So that's the purpose of git ignore file. And one request, please put the queries to the context, anything with respect to the notes or with anything with respect to the commands we discussed yesterday, like git init or git anything with not to the context, please put it towards the end. We can discuss them towards the end of the class. Put the questions to the context as much as possible. Yes, any questions, please go on.
Yeah, Preeti, one question. So dot ignore basically will ignore
Yep.
the file, right? So I think they again we need to do these add command and check the status, because anywhere like we are just adding that file and we are not tracking anything, right?
We are adding ignore file, not file 2. Git ignore should be added, right? It is
Okay, okay. So git ignore should be added. Okay, in that file we are not going to do any changes. Like no, we are not doing anything. We're just adding the dot git ignore, right? Uh,
that we have to add the file name, whichever you ignore.
Okay, so for example, if I add one more file, for example, file2.txt, if I want to add one more file, file3.txt, in the same dot git ignore, so automatically that will be ignored, right? Then again, no need to add again dot git ignore.
You have to add it. See, whenever you make a file, you have to add that file. You have to run this command always. Whenever you modify anything, that's what we learned, right? If you modify any file, you have to do git add, git commit.
Okay,
Any
for
file modification,
this
you
also we
have
need
to
to.
do git commit.
Okay,
Any file means the dot git ignore also comes under it. You have to do this. It's a modification. Adding a file name is nothing but a file modification, right? So
yes,
if you
yes.
make any change, you have to add it and commit it.
Thanks.
So now the file is ignored. And by now, if you see the status, git log one line, the history of commits, I can see a bunch of commits by now, right? Like some 7 commits or so. I have done a bunch of commits. Okay, fine. Like I have made some commits. Now let's suppose if I want to undo any particular commit. What is meant by undo? What is the dictionary meaning of undo? What is the dictionary meaning of undo? Reversing it, right? Like undo means if you have deleted a file, undo means the file is created back, right? If you have created a file means, if you undo means file is deleted. Correct? Like the reverse will happen. If you have deleted the file and if you undo, it will be back. Similarly, if you have created, if you undo, it will be deleted, right? Reversing the work is what is undo will do. Now, in the same context, we can undo any particular commit. Let's suppose there is a commit called A. Because I can't write 7F88DB1, the alphanumeric commit ID, I'm referring it as A. Let's suppose in this commit, I have created a file. I will undo it. Remember, whenever undo here means reverting. In Git, it's revert. So if you revert a commit, another commit ID will be generated called B and the file is deleted. Right? This is what happens when you undo. The reverse happens. Okay, fine. I have removed the file. Now file is no more. Let's suppose I want to get the file back. I can undo this B again. B is called again the commit ID, right? Or you may call it as revert ID, whatever it is. And this is commit ID. I reverted it, I get a new commit ID. You may also call it as revert ID. So I'm reverting this revert. You can revert any commit again. So I reverted it, another commit ID or revert ID is generated. Now the file is back. Correct? It is same as A. Agree with the simple logic, right? Is this much clear, everyone? Right now, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to revert this particular commit ID. If I revert it, in this commit file is ignore file is added. So ignore file should be removed. Right? Let's see what happens. And by the way, .git ignore file should be the same. You cannot use your own file name. That's a Git object. You should use .git ignore only. Okay, now git revert. I'm reverting it 7f. Okay, new commit ID will be generated and whatever changes happen during this commit will be gone. Actually, what changes happen here? Ignore file is created. It will be gone. So let me do git revert. See, it will ask for revert message. Like you remember commit message, right? So it opens this Vim editor, VI editor. You can go to escape I. At the bottom, you will see insert mode. You can edit this. This is like a Vim editor. How to use Vim editor is also there with all the detailed steps. I'll show you in some time. You can do this. Let's say ignore file. Let's say will be deleted. And how do you save it? Again, escape. You will be coming out of the insert mode. At the bottom, you will not see it. Colon, WQ, exclamatory. That's how you save and close this editor. Done. Now you see the log. Do you see the log? New commit ID is generated. Like as per this diagram, let's say it's commit B. Okay, it says ignore file is added. And did you notice something? In your file explorer, you are again seeing file to untrack. There is no git ignore. If you want to check it more clearly, git status. See, there is no more ignore file and hence file 2 is being tracked again. Is that making sense for everyone? All of you, everyone with me? Appreciate your quick confirmations. Is this clear for all? Thank you for confirmation. Anyone, any questions? So the file is back, right? Now we are at this commit B. Let's suppose I want to again revert this commit B and get my ignore file back. Yes, you can do it. Again, same command, but this time the commit ID is git revert. This one. So you will get again a new commit ID generated. Again, it launched an editor where you can provide your revert message or commit message. Escape I. You go into your insert mode. Now edit this message like how you want to be. Again, ignore file, added or deleted, whatever. And then again, escape, colon, WQ exclamatory. Done. Now at the back end, you can see already the difference in the file explorer status. See, file 2 is no more tracked, right? And it might have created another commit ID. This is like commit A, commit B, and C. You can relate this to the diagram I have shown. Commit A, commit B, commit C. Got it now? Clear, everyone? Yes, Avinash, you are unmuted. Any questions from anyone? How long we can keep undoing? We can keep undoing any commit, Rishi. There is no restriction that you should do. You should undo only for certain commits. Which part you are not able to get git ignore, Avinash? And one more thing, please post the questions in the Zoom chat, not in the Q&A panel. Dot git ignore is to exclude certain files from tracking. Whatever files in this folder will be tracked by Git because we did Git in it. Whatever in the Git demo folder will be tracked by Git. If you don't want Git to track some files, okay, you can put those file names in the dot git ignore. Dot git ignore is another file. See, it's another file, that's all. A simple text file where you can put the file names which you don't want Git to track. That is the concept of dot git ignore. And then we have seen reverting the commits. Like you have a bunch of commits. If you want to undo any particular commit, you can revert with the revert message. That's what we did. There is no size limit for Git repositories, Rishi. You should have enough size on your system to save those files. That's all. Out of multiple commits, how can I find the right commit which need to revert? It's up to you, right, Saurav? This is my local repository. I know what changes I have and I can decide what changes I want to revert. It's up to me, right? These are all my own changes. Like I told you yesterday, if you cannot recollect what commit is doing, like which commit is doing what, you can have git log. This commit message tells you what changes went into that commit. That's how you know what changes went into it, and depending on your requirement, you can choose which one to revert. Here I have reverted the first commit. So that git ignore file will be gone and you see the file 2 being tracked. If git ignore file is removed, file 2 will be tracked, right? Clear, everyone? Any more questions?
Can we revert anything from history? I mean,
You can revert anything from this commit history. Yes.
okay.
Any more? So this diagram helps you understand revert. Let's say a commit A is there. You have reverted it. A new commit ID B will be generated. You can revert it again. Another commit ID will be generated for each revert command. These are the commit IDs. So let's say if in commit ID file is created, like in my case, I have git ignore file created. I did commit B. So it's gone. Again, I want the file back. I did again revert commit C. And if you still have any questions, yes, do the hands-on, right? That should give you much more visibility and clarity. When you do the hands-on, you see the things from your end that clarifies majority of the things. So that is about git ignore and reverting part. Revert is very important because see, just now I have shown you, we have a git ignore file deleted, right? So let's say if you want to get the files back, right? That's where you can do git ignore and you can get the file back. Not only file back, modifications. You might have removed some modifications. If you want to get them back, you can revert it. So this is another important of a git ignore. Important feature of Git where you can revert your changes.
With the one question. So in the real time, what kind of files we used to basically do .git ignore, like .exe files, any backup files, or like what kind of files we used to .git ignore in real time?
Log files, exe files, any documents if you have, you don't want to version control them, any project notes you have taken. And in DevOps perspective also I have explained. I think you missed that part. DevOps files in Terraform, you'll be having the state files or any files which have sensitive data like secrets, credentials, passwords. All of that you can get ignored so that you don't want to version control and push to remote.
Got it.
There is a question from Rishi. When does a file becomes unrecoverable for undo command if file is deleted? There is no any time limit for unrecoverable or deleted file, right? No time limit, Rishi. These are all Git objects, like Git is tracking it. You can revert. And one more thing you have to make a note. It's not about recovering a file. And also it's not about committing a file. Always remember Git works with respect to changes. You are reverting a commit means any changes in this commit could be reverted. In my case, it's only one file. You might be working with multiple files and you may commit them in one go. So that commit may have modifications into multiple files. So always it's not reverting the files. It's not committing the files, right? It's not undoing the files. It's about reverting a commit, right? So that's the difference you have to make a note of. If you're all good, I'll go with the next command called reset. Good to move? So this is another interesting command called reset. This looks and sounds again similar to revert. But what is the difference? What is a reset? Let me tell you. Reset is about undoing a bunch of successive commits. What is meant by successive commits? Like if you want to undo the top 3 commits, right? That's where reset comes in. And top 3 means, see, this is your commit history, right? There'll be some pointer called head. Head is a pointer in it which points to the latest commit in the commit history. Latest means the topmost one. So you can undo top 4 commits, top 3 commits, top 6 commits. That's what is reset. And another interesting part is you are undoing a bunch of a successive commits. Means whatever changes happened in those commits will be gone, same like revert. Plus, those commits will be wiped off from the history. Those commits will be discarded from the history. Whereas here, they'll not be discarded from the history. You'll still see those in the history, right? So that is the difference here. And also revert is for any random commit, not a successive ones, any individual commits. Any random or individual commits. Another difference is whenever you do a revert, new commit ID is generated, but that's not the case here, right? So if no commit ID generated means, let's suppose I have done reset by mistake, but it will not generate a new commit ID. Means if new commit ID is generated, I can revert this and again get the changes back. Means I can recover. Recovery is possible, correct? But here, because no new commit ID generated, it's not recoverable. Once gone are gone forever. You cannot get them back. That's why reset is a more powerful and destructive command. If you by mistake have reset, you cannot get the changes back. So, which is safe to use? Revert is the one which is very safe to use and which is used in on daily basis, right? Reset is very rarely used. Let's suppose you are very sure and it's only your local repository and you are very sure that you don't want this commits which you have done from past 1 week, right? You don't need them at all. Means there's no point of managing the history. In such cases, you may reset it. Understood? So that's the difference between reset and revert. Let's see how do you do reset. There are multiple ways you can do reset. Let me also give the sample examples. One thing is git reset. Let's say I don't want top 2. I can do head tilde 2. 2 means first 2 will be gone. Head pointer will be at this particular commit, right? Head will be pointing here. So let's see that. Git reset successive 2 commits I'm getting rid of. By the way, how many commits you want to get rid of? How do you know? It depends on your requirement, right? So git reset head till 2. So first 2 will be gone. Sorry, actually I have done simple reset. Okay, git status. It was showing this and git log. See 781, right? You can see that git reset, or you can do git reset hard. Hard is the default flag. If you don't apply also, it's a hard only. So actually it's a git reset hard. Again, I'm doing two more. So you can see it will be pointing here. See, head is now at this pointer. It shows you it was at 4A. Check the log, right? This become the head pointer. The top two above that are discarded, right? Discarded means the commits happened there, means whatever changes happened during those commits were gone, right? Also, those were discarded from the commit history. They were no more in the commit history, right? This is one way to reset. Another way to reset is, let's say I want to discard top three. You can do head till three, or else after discarding these three, this will be your head pointer, right? So you can give this commit ID, whichever becomes the head pointer. So git reset, you can see, right? You can see this way. Got it clear, everyone? Understood?
So every time we give the number, or we can give the commit ID also.
Anything you can use. Either ways you can use is what I'm trying to show. You can do this way, or you can do the commit ID, whichever becomes the topmost one after wiping off. Like after
Okay, so it is not possible to give the multiple IDs, right? Multiple commit IDs, right? To reset.
you are giving this means it is discarding multiple commit IDs, right? Successive three will be discarded when you give this. You
No,
will
no.
not give.
Uh,
How do you give multiple commits?
I want to remove the two commits at a time. So instead of add it
When
is
I
two.
0, 2, 3, when I do 0, 2, 3 means this becomes the topmost, means these three were discarded. Multiple commits were discarded. After discarding these three, this becomes the topmost. So if I give this means the above all commits are discarded. Successive commits will be discarded in reset. You are giving single commit means it's not discarding that one. It's discarding the top commits on that.
Okay. So we are making it
Both
that as a
are-
head, right? Whatever we are giving, we are
Yes.
making that as a head.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
And there's a question from Kumar, reset with hard, without hard, what is the difference? They are same. If you don't put the flag means hard is the default flag. Right? This is about reset hard. And before I talk about different types of resets, is the reset and revert clear for everyone? Is this much clear for all of you? So which one should you use? Always revert. Revert is the safe method because if you undo, you can also recover them again. So revert is the one we do. Reset is very rarely we use it. Like I told you the use case, like if you are sure you want to undo certain bunch of commits and that's where you do it. Otherwise, regularly we use revert command, right? So now coming to the reset again, we did reset hard. There are different types of resets like reset hard, reset soft, reset mixed. You don't need this actually. We don't go and use these things. But from the perspective of interview, or in case if you see them at any point without confusion, if you want to understand, I have a small chart for it. This is actually an advanced and a bit confusing topic where people struggle to understand this. So I have a chart which will help you understand these multiple resets easily. So I'll just show you with this diagram so that you can just have this simple. When you come across, refer to this diagram. So I'm not going to do the hands-on for this because it's not needed. I'll give you this chart so that you can understand this better. Let's say this is working directory, staging area, local repository, and different types of resets like hard, soft, and mixed. So hard reset means your changes will be gone, removed from everywhere. So you cannot recover them. Changes gone are gone forever, right? You cannot get them back. If you go for soft, command is same. Instead of hard, you put the soft flag. Your changes are removed from local repository, but your changes will be still there in staging. Means at this point, if you see the status, it will show you like changes to be committed. So if you want to get the changes back to local, what you should do here in this case?
Commit.
You have to commit so you get the changes back, right? Similarly, mixed is your changes will be removed from local. Your changes will be removed from staging, but you'll have changes in mixed. If you want to get them back, what
Add
you
and commit.
add and commit. That's all simple. So these are the different types of resets. We don't use it. It's very rare. But this chart will avoid any confusions in case you come across them. Just simplifies the concept. Otherwise, it might be confusing to go through. So that's a diagram you can refer to or keep in your mind how different types of resets work. Isn't it simple? Right, that's how you have different types of resets. Any questions? And yeah, you might be having some questions like, what if I reset this one? What if I reset this way? Try from your end. Hands-on is mandatory is what I'm telling. Particularly for Git. Git will be very interesting and a good tool, but initially there will be a bit of confusion understanding this. If you learn it in a proper way with the clarity, right, you will enjoy it. Similarly, you may be having so many questions. What if I undo a random commit, or what if I undo alternate resets kind of. Try it from your end. It helps you understand it better. Try it, give it a try if you have such questions. If you still have any question, get back to me. I can help you with, or post the screenshot in the WhatsApp group. That's how we can get to that learning. Ishwari, please give it a try. Resetting alternate commits. Alternate commit will not be there when you reset, first of all. Let's say these four are there, right? Let's say now I reset, git reset this one. There's no point of doing this one, right? If I should reset this one, then this is gone, this is gone, this is there. Again, if you reset this one, this will be, this will be wiped off. That's how it is. So where is the point of alternate commit means which alternate commit? So elaborate it or give it a try. That gives you clarity. And there is a question from Kumar. Unless you specify, it takes a hard by default. When it comes to soft mix, we need to mention. You need to mention, Kumar. Default is the, default flag is the hard. Like in place of hard, you can put soft or mixed. You can try that as well from your end and post the queries if you have anything. So git reset hard, right? You can put here soft or mixed and try it, do some hands-on, consider it like a homework or assignment and give it a try. That's not mandatory. If you anyone interested can do it. That is about the reset and revert part. See, these are all the operations which we do on our repositories to manage our files. Isn't it? Manage our changes. Maybe we might have some changes yesterday. We want to undo them or we want to reset them kind of. It is all about managing your changes. Let's suppose I'm asked to manage Terraform configurations to create an EC2 instance. I'm working from 2 days. Yesterday I made some changes. Today I made few more changes. I just want to reset them and I want to discard something. So that's how you manage your changes with this Git. We are learning Git in the first place, right? Because from the next part, when we start our projects, we have to keep using it to version control them. So Git will be used till the end of the course. We need it for every project. That's why I'm teaching this in the beginning. Any more queries in this part? Let me give a recap before we proceed to the next part. Let me highlight the topics we discussed today. We started today with the git diff commands. And the command is like git diff file name for unstaged. Listen here, I'm revising the things. Then git diff will give you staged changes of the file, right? Then we ignored it. We discussed about dot git ignore file. This is also any file, right? So you have to add and comment. That's where ignore came in. Then we did git revert some commit ID, right? Then git reset, you may give commit ID or you may do git reset head tilde as many number of commits you want to discard. These are the actually 4 commands we discussed today. But the concepts, the scenarios are many. Any questions on any of these from anyone?
So when we give commit ID, we need to give full commit ID or any
First 7
partial.
characters always.
Okay.
First 7 characters are enough to refer to any commit. The same thing we do. Any more questions? Any other confusions? Are we good with this part till this much? Is there a physical file which is readable, holds our bash history? There'll be some files configured, Rishi. That's where history is bringing you the complete list of the commands you have. Yes, there'll be a file which manages the history. And default in your Linux system. So if everyone is good till this part, we shall go for the next part of the concept called branching. Good to go? Okay, let me clear the screen. So till now we were talking about the modifications, the operations and all, right? And also there is a typo. Git status, right? Until now we were looking into this. But have you noticed this part on branch master, right? What is this branch master? Why do you need this branching, correct? So let us try to understand this. Till now means whenever you made a local repository with Git in it, and whenever you're making these changes, right, always it is said to be on a master branch. Master branch is like the default branch or the main branch. You may also call it as a main branch or a master branch or a default branch. Default means whenever you create a local repository, it's created by default. We did not create till now, right? So it will be created by default and whatever changes you made it are set to be in this master branch, right? You can imagine the branch as like a virtual folder. Okay, a virtual folder kind of. So this is where you are keeping your changes till now. So this is master. Let's suppose I am making some changes on file 1, file 2. Let's say I'm working on some requirement 1. There is a requirement from client, functional requirement 1. I'm making changes on these 2 files. Meanwhile, client came with another requirement 2. He means the same files are to be modified, but different changes. So I'm making both of them in the same folder. Let's say I have to release them separately. Means this should go for, uh, let's say June release. This is for December. If I keep them in the same folder, is this possible? I have to make it available on remote or I have to release it to the user, to the client on June, and this is for December. If I keep everything in the same folder, is it possible? Also, at some point of time, can we distinguish the difference, the changes? Like, can we identify which changes are for requirement 1, which changes are for requirement 2? Is it possible? Am I making sense? Is the question clear? So everything, imagine everything is in the same folder, but I have to publish them or push them separately. How is it possible? Right? Also, I wouldn't identify which changes are for requirement 1, which changes are for requirement 2. So to avoid this, we can create a branch from master. Branch from master means a copy from master branch, a copy of master. I can create a copy of master. Let's say I'm working for a new feature. It could be a DevOps feature like creating a new EC2 instance with Terraform, or it could be configuring HTTPD servers. That could be also a feature from DevOps perspective. So whatever it is, like let's say feature of login, something like this. Okay, I have to develop or else feature to create EC2 instance in Terraform. So I have to modify same file. So I can create a separate branch. Branch means a copy of master. This is the branch name, feature slash EC2, right? So I will develop requirement 2 here rather than messing up. It's like a copy. Like I told you, branch is nothing but copy. I created this from master, so it's a copy of master. It's a copy, it's the same till you make a branch. Later on, they work like two parallel entities, right? They work like two parallel entities. Means if you make changes, means I will make requirement 1 here, requirement 2 here. So it's like two separate folders. You can release them separately. You can manage them separately, right? So they are same only till you make a branch. Once you made a branch, it allows parallel development. Means whatever changes I made on master will not be visible on feature, and whatever changes I made on this feature branch will not be visible on master, right? So that's how they allow parallel development, right? Also, they will allow multiple releases. Also, you can use them for maintaining versions and so on. All of these are possible with the branching. Not only that, let's say you want to maintain different environments like dev, staging, and prod. Yes, this branching concept allows you. Let's say master branch is for prod. This feature branch is for generating a feature, right? So that's how it works. And also, not only this, it serves the purpose of parallel development, maintaining releases, versions, or different environments. Also, it allows for bug fixing. Let's say there is a bug, immediately you have to fix and release it. You can create a new branch, fix it, and release it, right? So that's the concept of branching. Branching is a very important strategy in real time. And the branching features of Git is so robust, which gained a lot of importance and lot of demand of Git in the market. It has got a great branching features. Branching strategies, actually. I'm sorry, it's a branching strategy. Means you can have different strategies of how do you branch, where, when do you branch and all. We'll talk about them. But this is what is branch and the purpose of branch. If you still have a confusion, let me give a simple example in layman terms. Just a second. Let's suppose you have a folder here. Assume this is a master branch. Okay, or else assume like, right, like in our daily life, I'm writing a story here. I want to give a different story to this. Means I have two climaxes for this story. I don't want to mess up the original one. Rather I would make a copy of it, right? So I have got two versions of it. So I would give a different climax here and a separate one. So I made a different folder, right? So if I make any changes in this two, will it be visible on the first copy? Will it be visible on the first copy or not if I make changes on this? Obviously, no. Similarly, if I make something in this first copy, will it be visible on the second one? Same is the case with the branch. It's a copy. I made a copy. I made a branch. It is same only till that part. Later on, I could give a different climax here and some other climax here. And I can publish this to the, I can send both of them to the publisher. Whichever story he liked it, he may publish it. Or else, if both are good, he may publish them as a different stories. Means basically what is happening here, I am creating two versions of the story, right? This is version A or version 1. This is version 2. Same is the case with your code, right? It could be Git demo project or whatever it is. So this is version 1, version 2. I may release it for June. I can release it separately for December, or else purpose is parallel development. You may maintain it for multiple releases, versions, or environments. Let's say this is for dev environment, this is for prod environment, right? So all of these are possible, and this is the concept of branching. Is the basic concept of branch clear for all of you? If this is clear, we can go for our lab. We will create a branch. We will see how do you switch across the branches, how do you merge the branches, and lot many things. So before that, let me tell you one more thing. Branches have two purpose, means they could be permanent branches or temporary. Temporary means, let's say I have got a new feature. I may develop the feature branch, I may develop here. Later on, I will integrate those changes to master and then delete this temporary branch. So something like feature branches, bug fixes could be for temporary purpose. But environmental branches, but dev, staging, prod could be permanent. It depends on the branching strategy they were choosing. Right? Got it, everyone? So that's the purpose of branch. To make it more clear, let us go step by step. Let's create a branch. Let's see how do you delete the branches, how do you integrate changes back to master, or like when do you have permanent branches. Also, the concept is like whenever you create a branch, actually, I want to take up this towards the end, but I'll just give you a simple idea on this. Just a second. Hmm. Generally, in reality, like how it is like, you will have a master branch. Okay, the default branch or the main branch. Hmm. Okay, this is your master branch. Generally, if you want to make any changes, you will create a separate branch from this, like I have just told you. Make your changes here, make your changes here. Then, if it is working fine, means whenever you make your changes, your branch is ready, it will create a CI/CD automatically. Means you will configure all of that. So it will trigger a CI/CD. If this CI/CD is successful, okay, then it will be merged. You can create a pull request. We will learn all of this. Okay, just I'm giving you an idea. Then it will be merged to dev branch. Then this dev branch will create a CI/CD, and once it is successful, this will be merged into test branch or staging branch. Means the next environment. Like I told you, right? It goes into each environment one by one. Then it will trigger CI/CD here. Once it is successful, it will be merged into master branch, the final branch. Again, CI/CD will trigger here, which will deploy the product, deploy the application or the changes into product. Making sense? That's how it goes to different environments. Anyway, we will talk about this. We did not start the branching yet, so it's too early to discuss, just to give you some idea. But now let's get into the branching hands-on. Okay, so now whenever you do git status, you are seeing branch master only because that's a default branch, that's a main branch you have. Also, you can do git branch. It will show you the list of branches. Only one branch is available. Okay, fine. It has got two files, and um, you can see the git log of master. It has got, sorry, it's one line. So it has got 4 commits and it has got like these 2 changes, right? Let's create a branch. But before creating a branch, I just want to keep the log simple. You can have any number of commit IDs, but if for our lab, I just want to keep it simple. I want to get rid of these 2 commit IDs. What is the command? I want to get rid of top
Reset.
2 commit IDs. Git reset. hard, this one, correct? Right? So git reset hard A66. So I will get rid of these two. Just to keep my log simple, that's all. It's not mandatory you should do this before you branch. Okay, just to keep my commit history simple, I did this. Okay, so now I'm having only 2 commits on master. Now I would like to create a branch. How do you create a branch? Git branch. The syntax is okay. Marker is not coming. I'll put here git branch, source branch, and destination branch. Or else git branch, you can call it like a child branch, or else the new branch and the parent branch. That's a syntax actually. This is the syntax. New branch name and the parent branch name. I'm canceling it. Now I would like to create git branch. Let's say I will put as feature B1. That's generally how we create a branch name. Git branch B1 is the branch name, and then let's say master is the parent. Now, if you do git branch command, it will list you all the available branches. See, this time you are seeing 2 branches, but there is something like star or asterisk. Star indicates you are on master branch. You can switch across the branches, right? You are on master branch. That's why star is shown here. Now you want to switch the branch. How to switch the branch? Git checkout the branch name. I want to move to feature B1 branch. Git checkout. See, it tells you have switched. And if you see the branch, now asterisk is on feature branch. Perfect. Right? So you are on B1 branch. So now whatever commands you run here are set to be on B1. It's like a virtual folder. Imagine it's like a virtual folder. ls means files on B1. Git ls files means files on B1. Also, if you want to see the log, this is shows log of B1. Log of B1. Everything, files, commit history, everything is copied from master. Okay, perfect, fine. Now I want to make some changes on B1. Shall we proceed? Let's say I would like to create some new file on B1. So file 3. Same old story. Where is the file? Git status. Do you see the difference? It tells you it's on branch B1. It's not on master. It's on branch B1. But the same old story, whether you are on master or a B1, the same story of moving the changes from working directories to staging and from staging to local repository. So what you should do, git add file. Sorry, git add file 3. Right now, check the status. See, changes to be committed. So what next? Git commit, same. Let's say file on B1. Okay, that's a message I'm giving. Done. And now if you see, you have 3 files. You have the third commit added. That's on B1. Do you think this third file, this third commit are available on B1? Are these available on B1? Sorry, are these available on master? I'm sorry. These are definitely available on B1. Are these available on master? These are not available on
Mm,
master for sure, right? Let us see. You can also check the log of other branches by giving the branch name. If you don't give the branch name, it will give the log of the default branch you are on. I'm on B1, so this command will give me log of B1. But if you want to check off log of other branch, you can give the branch name. See, only 2 commits, right? Let us switch and check. Let's switch to master now. How do you switch to master? What is the command? Right? Git checkout master. You can check out to the master branch. Now see at the back end, the file explorer will also show you files of master. Correct? So ls, only 2 files. Commit history, I mean, log will just give you log of master. If you want to see the log of B1 here, give the B1 branch. What happened? Git. Oh, sorry, that's not the branch name. Branch name is feature B1, right? So that's the thing I'm talking about. They work like two parallel entities. This is called parallel development. Parallelly, you can work on multiple requirements or multiple modules this way, right? So whatever changes happen here are not visible. Perfect. It's working as we have discussed. Now, let's suppose, okay, we made some changes on B1. I just want to move them back to master, right? I just want to integrate them to master branch. Is it possible? Like, let's say this B1 branch is for temporary purpose. I have made my changes. Now I want to put them back to master. So how do you integrate changes from one branch to another? What do you call it? Any idea, anyone? How do you integrate changes from?
Push.
Push is to push to remote. By the way, I would like to remind you today once again, we were still on our hmm, local repository. We did not go to remote. Okay, I would like to highlight this. See, whenever you are doing Git hands-on, this architectural diagram should be in your mind. We are working on this local repository. We did not go to remote yet. Okay, before going to remote, we have to learn few more things. Then we'll go to remote. Right?
So we need to do merging, right? If you want to move the changes from
Yes, we have to do merge.
local to master.
Yes. Any questions? Okay, let us see how do you integrate changes from one branch to another. So now I have got my changes. So the command is git merge. Merge is a concept which will integrate changes from one branch to another. So this is the syntax. Git merge, source branch and the destination branch. Right? This is the syntax. So what is a source branch? Source branch is nothing but from where you want to bring the changes. I want to bring the changes from B1 branch, right? So the full name of the branch is feature B1 and the destination is master. This is what you should do so that your changes would be integrated. Means changes means, see here again, I'm telling changes, it's not file. You will not merge files from one branch to another. You will merge the commits. So merge the changes. There could be multiple commits or multiple files, whatever it is. So if I run this, see, you can see file 3 here on master. I'm already on master. You have got the file 3. You will get the log as well. Right? You got the third commit into master, which is actually on B1. Sorry. Branch complete name is feature B1. Right? Is this clear for everyone? Understood? Any questions? And here, whenever I did the merge, you can see updating fast forward. This is called fast forward or the smooth merge. We will also get the conflicts when we are merging. That is the advanced concept. We'll pick it up tomorrow. There is another way where you get a conflicts. It could be conflicts from multiple people because multiple people might be working on the same file. All of that we will take up in the next class. From which branch we have to do the merge? From the source branch, Arun. Like means from which branch you want to bring the changes? See, git merge, first source branch, then the destination branch. Source means from which branch you want to bring the changes. I want to bring the changes from feature, right? So that's the source. And into which branch? That's a destination branch.
Pretty one question. So if I want to move these changes from this local to remote, then we use a git push, right?
Local to remote is called push. That's not a merge. We'll come to that part also. Once we have completed all the concepts on local, we will go to remote. Maybe mostly in the next class or the day after class.
Okay.
And another question from Rishi, will it also replicate or copy all essay, okay, so staging area and working directory of source or destination? Committed changes only will be merged, Rishi. Right? Whenever you are merging like this, committed changes from feature B1 branch will be merged into master. Committed changes means which are there in the local repository. Commits will be merged. That's what I'm trying to say. You will not merge the files, right? You will merge the commits. Whenever you are merging, whatever commits are on there on B1 will come into master branch. Understood? Yes, local repository committed changes will be merged. Okay. Any more questions? Any confusions? These are the actual advanced concepts, branching, merging, even the reset and all. Lot of hands-on is required. Please do the hands-on. First, execute the same commands and the same scenarios which I did. Then you can try out, like you might be having some questions in your mind, right? Like what happens if I do this, if what happens if I run this command and all. So then give it a try. But these are the basic concepts. These are how you manage your projects, how you manage your folders, right? It is a local repository. How do you manage your Terraform files? Do you stage them? Do you reset the changes? Do you revert the changes? Those are the individual use case on how you modify, how you navigate through your changes, right? So you need to have grip on these commands. So practice it. Definitely, it will take some time to gain grip over it, but regular practice is the key. That is the key. Every day, like you might have completed whatever I have explained it yesterday. Now you pick up the things today and proceed the same way like you have started your learning. Just a second. Hmm. Have you all completed the day one quiz? Today you have to pick up this day two. I believe like you are all going through the recording and doing the hands-on. The hands-on lab assignments, everything should be in place, right? You should pick up your quiz, everything completed before the next class. So it's a lot of assignment and homework you have in the initial days, right? You might be setting up your VS Codeator, installing Git and all. So here you should see your recording, the lab exercises, quizzes, and the interviews. So go through them and complete your hands-on. I went to an incorrect program. This is a free demo one. Actually, enrolled students should go to. I think I'm not subscribed to it, but whoever enrolled should be seeing an actual program here, April actual classes, April live training, where you will see actually there's videos and all the video recordings you should be seeing. Right? So go there and you'll have the lab assignments, complete them, the quiz and everything. If anyone haven't enrolled, please go and enroll. Any other questions you have? You haven't completed your hands-on. So whoever have not, please just get onto your hands-on as early as the possible and complete your quiz also on daily basis. Actually, this is the one we should go for. So the day two quiz, this is what you should go today. Diff commands, right? Everything is here. You have to go here. This is the actual program. Now I got the access. This is the actual program you should see. Devops new batch 6th April 6 to 7:30. When you go here, you will see the daily recordings. This is yesterday's one, right? And today's videos will also be added here. Please watch out. Any questions from anyone? Are we all good? So that is all from my end for today. Tomorrow we'll get into the most interesting concepts of branching, merging with conflicts. Today we saw the smooth or fast forward merge, right? Tomorrow we'll talk about merging. Merging without with conflicts. How do you resolve the conflicts? Why do you get the conflicts? All of these concepts. Git stash, and then we'll get started to remote repositories, right? We'll get thorough in the local, and then we'll move to remote. Any other questions if you have, you can let me know. All right. Thank you all for confirming. That is all for today. Thank you all. Good day. Bye, everyone. See you all tomorrow.